Hey guys, I'm hopping on to talk about tasks and specifically which tasks you should be completing. Now, know that this is from someone who really gets a lot out of putting stuff on a list, crossing stuff off that list, sometimes putting stuff that I've already done on the list to recross it off again. I love that feeling of accomplishment. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually feel like I've accomplished something when I take something off my Amazon wish list. That is how much I love crossing things off of lists. So I understand that when sometimes we're going through our daily to-do list, sometimes it's the little stuff, it's the easy stuff, it's the, ooh, I can do this quickly and cross it off my list quickly stuff that gets our focus. But when it comes to your time and where you spend your time and what you focus on and where you put your energy, maybe even more importantly, you need to really evaluate your tasks and make sure that what you're working on is things that are going to move your business ahead. You know, there are a million tiny little tasks that will creep into everyone's day, right? But, and when these are tiny little, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I just did a bunch of tiny little tasks. But, you know, return email to this, or do this, or do, you know, and sometimes it's personal stuff we add to our daily to-do list because we have to get it done, and then when we cross it off our list, we feel great about that too. But the problem is that when we spend all of our time and all of our energy crossing off those little tasks, it takes away time and energy from the big tasks that will move our businesses ahead. Things like pitching, things like doing the work for our clients, things like re-pitching to previous clients, things like sending follow-ups, things like sending invoices, all these kinds of things often take a lot of energy and a lot of mental bandwidth. And the problem is when you use up all of that energy on little important stuff, there's not as much energy and focus and determination and all of that left over for the stuff you really need to do. And don't get me wrong, there have been plenty of days that I've thought, oh no, if I do a bunch of little tasks, it will get me all revved up to then do the big tasks. Because I try to, you know, like I am not above any of this. My brain will try to get me to do stuff that's going to derail me and keep me away from making actual progress on the stuff I need to do. I'm not at all unaware of what my brain does, but still be like, well, you know, maybe I'll test it out. Maybe I'll test something new. Maybe I'll do all my little tasks, and then that will give me the momentum to do the big tasks I don't want to do. But here's the problem. All of those little tasks, we put them on our to-do list and we say, oh, this little task will take 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's it. No little tasks actually take 5 minutes. More likely, they take closer to 10. Or they take closer to 15. And what that means is that you have 5 little tasks that you thought were going to take you 25 minutes, but they're actually going to take you anywhere between 5 little tasks, 25 minutes, 50 minutes, and like an hour and a half. So when you start out with these little tasks, you end up eating a lot more time and a lot more energy than you even think you do. And then too, by the time you get to the end of those little tasks, you need to take a break. And then it's that much harder to get back into the stuff that you need to do because you've already done so much this morning. So what I would challenge you to do is each morning, or if you do it at night, the night before, which is also very good, before you shut off your computer or close your computer for the night, take a look at, list out all the tasks you have to get done tomorrow, and then take the ones that are really going to have the biggest impact on your business, on your success. If you are still learning and haven't started pitching yet, maybe it's action sheets. Maybe it's posting action sheets in the Facebook group. Maybe it's building your portfolio, any of those kinds of things. But take those and put them at the top of your to-do list so you do them first. And if you have already, if you finished the course and you are at the pitching point, or you're taking clients, or look at your to-do list and move whatever it is that's most important and that will have the biggest impact on your business and on your bottom line. Because it's not all about money, but boy, we sure do have to pay our mortgages. Take that and put those at the top of your to-do list. And the next morning, when you're tempted to do the little tasks that kind of don't matter as much, when you're freshest or whenever your fresh time is, everybody should track their energy usage, figure out when your peak is. But instead of being tempted to do the little stuff, and again, like, I'm just going to do a bunch of little stuff to get myself going. No, it's not actually how it works. I really wish that it were, but for the vast majority of us, that's not how it works. Instead, all switching amongst a bunch of little tasks while we get to cross a lot of stuff out just burns us out even faster, because we have to do that cognitive shift between a bunch of little things. I did my big stuff this morning, and then at around 11:30, 12, I started going through the email and doing all the little tasks in my email, and I burned out because the cognitive shift of one element to another is so quick and so taxing on the brain. It's so taxing the brain that you lose your train of thought. But my point is start your day with the stuff that you know is going to build your business. Block out time in your day for your little tasks, for getting that stuff done. Generally, maybe your lower energy time periods. But make sure that the most important tasks are the ones that actually get done first, which I know sounds like, oh, obviously, but look at how you spend your time, right? I'll tell you how I spend my time. There are definitely some days when I go, yes, look at all the stuff I crossed off my list. Oh, I didn't do any of the important stuff that I needed to do. So be honest with yourself, be ruthless with yourself, and if you're having a really, really hard time figuring out where your day is going, track your time. Sit down and actually note, okay, from 1:30 to 1:45, I did an Instagram Live. And then from 1:45 to 2, I prepped for the 2 o'clock meeting, 2 to 3. Write down what you're actually doing with your time so you can look at the end of the day and go, oh, whoa. Either I thought this task was going to go so quickly and it actually took 5 times as long, or, oh, I wasted a lot of time here, or any of those number of things. Tracking your time can be very, very valuable for giving us insight. We like to think that we're working as super hard as we can and we're super focused all the time. And the answer is, it's really not true. But tracking your time can help you figure out where some of that time is going. And when you know where your time is going, you can reallocate it to the important tasks.